Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Orlando Magic beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 108-103 and come back from being down 13 points at halftime and beat the Cavaliers by 5 points on the road. And if they would have done this at least one time in the playoffs, they would have gone in the second round, and they would have played the Boston Celtics in the second round. I don't think that would have been too good for the Magic, and I don't think it would have been much of a better series than Cleveland and Boston was, unless Orlando would have taken Boston to 6 games, which if they did that, they'd be the only team that would do that last season, as Boston didn't even have a Game 6 or Game 7 in last year's postseason. But, quite literally, they were 0-4 in Cleveland in the playoffs last year. Lost Game 7, lost Game 1 and Game 2, lost Game 5, and but at the same time, Cleveland was 0-3 in Orlando as well. It was a series where all the home games were won, and all the road games for both teams were lost. So that was a really fun series last postseason, Cleveland and Orlando. And we saw another great game today. Hey, and potentially we could see another playoff match between these two, because Cleveland's locked in at the 1 seed. I don't think they're moving out of that spot, no matter how good Boston does. And then you got Orlando, who's going to be fighting in the play-in. They could be at the 8 seed very well, and I think will maybe possibly end up being the 8 seed. And I think the Magic and Cavaliers would be a very fun series. A very fun series to watch out for in the first round, potentially again. But this time it would be a little bit different. Last time was 4 seed versus 5 seed. This time it would be the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. But Magic has to be solid in the play-in first. But so 108-103 is the final score. I say this all the time. Orlando can beat anybody in the NBA when it comes to how good they are defensively. But at the same time, with how bad they are offensively, they can quite literally lose to any team. And if you add in their defense with the way they shot from 3 tonight, which is a very rare thing for them. For instance, tonight they shot 42% from 3. They are coming into the game today almost shooting under than 30% from 3. I'm a Rockets fan. I was watching the Rockets Magic game the other night, and they said going into the night that Orlando was shooting like 31% from 3 on the season. And I know that night they shot terrible from 3, shot like 25% from 3 that night. And then I know they've played a couple of their games since then where they've shot terrible from 3. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's 30 or 29% from 3 on the season going into this game today. So terrible 3-point shooting team. And for them to come into the game today and shoot 42% from 3, get 3 threes from Paolo Banchero, have Anthony Black go 3 for 3 from 3, have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope go 3 for 5 from 3. Carter knocked down 2 threes today, went 2 for 4. That is huge for this Orlando Magic team, and to shoot 42% from 3. That's a big reason why Orlando won. But it's also their defense, and you sprinkle in the defense they played in this basketball game today with the 3-point shooting. They're a really good team, but it's not often you see them shoot the ball like they did today. But let's also note that Cleveland's a way worse team when you don't have Evan Mobley, and that was something that Cleveland didn't have today, and that really hurts them. But Jared Allen had a great game though, 20 and 12 with 2 assists and 8 for 11 from the floor. Mitchell was terrible. He had 23 points and 6 rebounds with 5 assists for sure. That was solid, but shot 9 for 28 and shot 3 for 14 from 3. If you take outside of his 3-point shots today, he shot 6 for 14. Not terrible when you look at his other field goals. Shot almost 50% from the floor today if you wipe away his 3-point shots, but absolutely terrible. And that, same thing from the other night against Milwaukee. Last Sunday against Milwaukee, the Cavs did beat Milwaukee, but Mitchell only scored 15 points and shot horrendous from the floor. Absolutely horrendous. So that's 2 terrible shooting games in a row for Donovan Mitchell. It's something you don't want to see from him. But he was coming back from an injury, so that is one thing. But he wasn't very good. Jared Allen was good. Darius Garland was good. He had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists with 2 steals. Ty Jerome had a good game with 12 points off the bench in 25 minutes. Max Strus had 10, 6, and 5. DeAndre Hunter did not shoot well at all. That's another thing that you probably need him to shoot well, especially with Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell shooting the ball horrendous. He had 9 and 5 and shot 2 for 11. That's not something you want to see from DeAndre Hunter. And Outside of that, Sam Merrill had 5 points. But for the Magic, Banchero's 24, 11, and 7 was key. He had a steal and a block. They got 3 steals from Corey Joseph, who started in this game tonight. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had 15. Franz Wagner had 22 and 8 with 8 for 19 shooting. Wendell Carter Jr. had 16 and 14. They got 17 off the bench from second-year player Anthony Black with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. They had 11 steals as a team today. So this was a great win for the Orlando Magic today. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out.